Hello, it's Nancy today. Now, I have a few thoughts about being fat. First of all, I have to get around this intersection. Okay, there we go. Now then, about being fat. I think I'm about 50 pounds overweight, maybe 60. But you know, I'm 53 years old, and I'm going into old age at some point. Not today. Maybe next week. And when people get sick when they're old, they need some fat on them to be healthy. Because if you get sick and you stay sick for a while, and you don't have any extra meat or extra fat, you know, you're not as, I know, I'm tripping over myself trying to find excuses for why it's okay to be fat. But it is good to have some extra meat on you, because just for emergency's sake, in case you get sick, it helps. Another thing about being big is you are very cuddly. I mean, really, think about it. Would you like to go curl up on grandma's lap if she's all skin and bones? You know, I don't think so. Bigger people are cuddly. Also, that was my other point. I have lots of points. Now, if I was born in 1600 or 1400 or, you know, maybe 1700, whatever the Renaissance time was, then I would be considered, you know, I mean, I must be wealthy because look at how big I am. I went to Jamaica once when I was a teenager, and I showed somebody my parents who were big, and he said, "Oh wow, you're rich. They're rich men." You know, and it was because we weren't skin and bones. And if you think about it, you know, if you go to India and everybody there is skin and bones, and you're fat, what are they going to think? They're going to think you're rich. You are so rich. Look at how they can afford all that food. Anyway, our whole society is very rich. It's true. Very true. What else was I going to say? Gotta watch traffic again. Let's see what's happening here. There are other reasons it's good to be fat. When you lose weight, if you've ever been fat and you lose weight, you'll get lots of loose skin. You know, see how my skin is flawless, not even touched up? That's because I'm fat. And the fat, I don't know, it gives you kind of a nice glow. Actually, it's the Holy Spirit that makes me glow because I'm so good. But you would get wrinkles and the wallow look, sallow, is that the word? Anyway, that's if you're skinny. Also, if I fall down, I'm less likely to break something. Now, osteoporosis. I asked my doctor once if I should do a bone density test, and he says no. When people who are overweight, the muscles pull on their bones and strengthen the bones. To carry all that weight, it exercises the bones in some way. And so and then I broke a big log fell on my foot last summer, right, or in the fall. A huge thing, and by rights it should have broken all the bones, but it didn't break anything. I mean, it was huge. It was too heavy for anybody to hold. That's why it fell. Anyway, what's my time? Look at that. I'm only at 5 minutes, and here I thought I was taking lots of time. Okay, so because I'm fat, I don't have osteoporosis, and I won't have osteoporosis. It has nothing to do with milk. It has to do with the weight on my bones. Now, I know there are scientists out there that would, oh, she's wrong. She doesn't read the research. Anyway, in my humble opinion, I am a joke. Okay, so I don't have osteoporosis. Also, if I fall, I am cushioned by my extra fat. I mean, it's like being in an airbag. And so I don't get hurt as badly. Also, another thing, the cold. If you live where it's cold and damp, the cold and dampness doesn't get through to my bones like it does to other people because I have this nice layer that insulates them. I don't get as cold as easily because I have my own little heat supply. You know, before the birds fly to South America, they go to Florida. All of our birds go south to Florida. They fill up. I should do a different answer today on that one. Anyway, they fill up. They double their weight so that they can get there safely. You know, when a bear hibernates, it eats a whole lot and gets a whole lot of fat on so it can go hibernate. So the purpose of our body weight has a lot to do with our survival. It's not just aesthetic. Oh, it looks so... Oh, look at that lump. Oh my gosh, she has a... Did you see her lump? Oh my gosh. She's going to wear a bathing suit. You know, another thing about being fat. I used to think when I was young that when I was a teenager, we lived in Georgia, so I grew up at the pool. You know, I didn't have a pool, but there's an apartment pool nearby, and I went over there and made friends with all the kids, and so we all went to the pool, and it was okay. So I spent my life at the pool. Which is really about true. Anyway, and you'd see somebody that was fat in a bathing suit and you'd say, ooh. But you know, as soon as you finished saying ooh, you accepted that that was just a fat lady and you just didn't look at them anymore. You just didn't notice them. They were one of those invisible people, you know. You'd look at the other people that were your age who you were competing with, you know, to try and be skinny like them or skinnier than them or whatever it was. Because it was all about me and the people that were my age. It didn't matter what the old people did. Old people were invisible. Who cares what old people do? So now I'm an old person. So if I go to the beach and I wear a bathing suit and I look like a whale, you know, I do this thing where I lay on my back in the water. When I was pregnant, I guess I did this. I had this big belly that would stick out because I was pregnant. And I would take a mouthful of water and I would shoot it up. So there I was, lying in the water, floating in the water, this big belly sticking out, and I would shoot water up, and I'd call myself a whale. That was my whale imitation. Isn't that cute? Gotta slow down here. It's 50, not 80. Okay. No, you gotta slow down too. Okay. Now, how long have I been blabbing for? Let's see. 7.5 minutes. So do you like my reasons that it's good to be fat? These are good reasons. So, yeah, as far as being embarrassed, nobody notices. You know, they might be shocked the first, but then nobody notices. And I never noticed fat people at the beach. So if you want to go to the beach or to the pool and you're fat, nobody's going to notice anyway. You're just invisible. Except those, you know, and now somebody was saying something that made me think about people that don't like for people to be fat. People that think other people should lose weight. I think it was an argument somebody got into on a comment on something. Somebody had done a YouTube thing about being fat and somebody had commented on it or something like that. And so they had gotten into this bit of an argument. Why would anybody out there care what I look like? Or how healthy or unhealthy my body is. I mean, they all think, well, you know, your body is unhealthy and that's why, you know, I had a heart attack. Okay, now, those people would say, oh, well, it was your weight. But you know what? All the people that are heavy don't have heart attacks. I had a heart attack because I was in a situation where I was trying to keep the peace and it was impossible because they were upset about everything. And so I had a heart attack because I was so stressed out trying to keep them happy. And when I talk about it now, my heart gets a little bit, you know. So it had nothing to do with my weight because I've always been big and I didn't always have heart attacks. Anyway, so I've always thought that stress, you know, stress causes cholesterol. Stress causes the inside of your blood vessels. That's my time. Oh, I'm running out of time. You know, you have hardening of the arteries is a normal process. And you get cholesterol. If you get stressed, then you get inflammation on the inside of your veins. And that inflammation is immediately fixed by your body by putting cholesterol on it, patching it up. And so if you get really stressed, all of a sudden you get these narrowing vessels and these big lumps that are blood doesn't get through. It's something else. Something breaks off and goes there. Anyway, I gotta get off the thing now because I think I'm out of time. Yeah. Okay, it's Nancy today. See you later. Bye.